Cosmic Cubing, and these are my top 5 cubes that I think should be added to the WCA. Let's get into it. So, number 1 is the red cube. This puzzle is a very simple puzzle that I unboxed, I think, 2 to 3 videos ago. It took me around 5 minutes to solve for the first time, and it is just a lot of fun. It is one very simple alg that you need to know. It's just this one, a sledgehammer basically. All it does is it swaps 3 pieces around, which is very helpful. And yeah, I think we could get some very good times with this if it gets added to the WCA. Number 2 is the ghost cube. So this may seem like a bit of a surprise, but my reasoning is that it is very similar to a 3x3, and it gets very consistent once you actually know how to solve it. It takes me around 2 to 3 minutes to solve the last of my time myself, and honestly, this is one of my favorite shapeshifters of all time once you understand it. I've seen some people solve this in like 30 seconds, and I think this really needs to be added because of how challenging it can be, and it'll get a lot more people to get into these kind of puzzles. Because the main reason is that they're just don't know what to expect, right? Like, a lot of these kind of puzzles are just different versions of certain cubes, so you can easily figure out how to solve this if you actually understand it. And yeah, let's get into the third one. This one shouldn't be too much of a surprise. A lot of people want this in there. The mirror blocks. So these ones are, actually my 3x3 one is missing a piece, but a lot of people want this to be added, and I agree. These puzzles are just 2x2s and 3x3s. They are pretty simple, and honestly, I think these just seem like WCA puzzles because of how simple they are. Like, a lot of the WCA puzzles are very simple, and a lot of people can solve them. And that's exactly what these are. These are just very simple shapeshifters that a lot of like beginner cubers should be able to solve, right? And I think this would get a lot of attention from people who are new to competitions like me. I've never gone. There's none in my state. And yeah, these are just really fun puzzles, and I think WCA should consider adding these. Let's move on to the fourth one. This one is the gear cube. The gear cube is another very simple one. All of these puzzles are very simple except for the ghost cube. So the gear cube is basically a 3x3, but instead you're turning this side right here twice and this once. So, which makes it so much easier. This is a very intimidating puzzle at first because of how scrambled it can look with all these flipped edges. But in reality, all you need to do is just match these up. Wait a second. But yeah, these puzzles are, this one just looks intimidating, but it's really not. I really think this needs to be added for one reason. A lot of people have this cube. This is a very common one in collections, the gear cubes, and I just think since a lot of people have it, they can solve it, and it would get the WCA a lot more attention because of how much people would actually have this puzzle. So, yeah, that's just what I think. This would get a lot of attention because of how many people actually have this kind of puzzle. They either have a gear ball or a gear cube, very common ones, and they're found in a lot of stores. Which means that more likely, a lot of people will want to do it. Now, comment down below if I'm wrong about this, but I just think this would get a lot of attention in WCA competitions. Like, I can solve it in around 20 seconds. That's around 15 to 20 seconds is how long it takes me to solve it. Here, I also have the gear ball. I can go get that right now. So the gear ball and the gear barrel are both the exact same thing. You might not believe me, but all these puzzles are the exact same thing. And they're pretty cheap, right? So, and I believe that if they got added, any of these would be legal in it. Because this one is just a barrel shape of this. These two puzzles are the exact same thing. There's no difference except for the shape. And the gear ball is the exact same thing as the gear cube, right? And the gear barrel. They all solve the exact same way. So I just believe that if this did get added to the WCA, any of these should be legal, except for the gear pyramids or the gear shift. But yeah, that's just what I think. I believe that very common in collections, a lot of people have this, and I think it would be a great addition to the WCA competitions. The last one is the Dino Cube. In the last take, I scrambled it, but I messed up. So, the only thing about this puzzle is how you can solve it into the wrong color scheme, and it will still look solved. That's the only thing about this that I think would block it from being added, because of one mistake could really, that's very easy to make. But honestly, all puzzles are like that. It's easy to get +2, a DNF, you know? But this puzzle is a very simple one. I've seen quite a few people have it, but at the same time, it's also very cheap. So I think if people have it, there will be a lot of world records. That's how it is for, I don't know. My final suggestion is the Dino Cube. So the Dino Cube is a very simple puzzle. I'm gonna do a solve like I did with almost all the other ones. Well, I only did that for 2. But this puzzle is very simple. I believe it solves very similar to a 2x2. And we only have one other like shape mod, I guess. We have a lot of shape mods, and all of them are very similar. And this puzzle is quite a bit different, and I think we need a good puzzle that's different from all the rest. Because all of them, like the Mega Minx, the Square One and stuff, they're all very similar to 3x3s. And I think that this puzzle would really help that because it's different from all the rest. It's different from everything else. It doesn't solve like a 3x3, not really like a 2x2, because it's more of 3 layers, but without a center. So it's kind of like a void cube, because you have to solve the bottom, insert an edge, and then solve the top layer, right? And I just think this would be a very good change, because all the other ones are recommended. The Ready Cube is another one that is different from all the rest, but the Ghost Cube, the Gear Cubes, and the Mirror Cubes, they're all very similar to 3x3s. So I think these 2 puzzles in general would really change it, because they're not really shape mods of anything else. So yeah, those are my recommendations for what I think should be added to the WCA. If you enjoyed this video, or if you agree with me, please give this video a like and subscribe to this channel. Turn on post notifications so you get notified every time I post. Bye.